51, because, all right, we've got one thumbs up. So one person's watching. Thank you. And my apologies if you've just joined me before and it dropped out. I had to end it to try something. Didn't work. Okay, so I sorted out at least not this weird connection problem, even though I'm like 1 foot away from the modem in Studio O, I guess you'd call it. O for office instead of Studio A, which is outside. So, right, running really late. Please persevere with this. All right, here comes to a point. And depending on how many people end up watching my ads, if I can afford it, pretty soon I want to get a cheap camera that I can plug into my PC here in my office. And yeah, hopefully won't have any of these problems. So, all right, it is now 12:13 here in Brisbane, Australia. No wonder I get stressed before live streams, because I can't edit things out. Okay, so I'm open. Main reason for this, if you've seen my last video, a bit of my history. So I'm open to all questions, whether it's about my history. I know I left a lot of details out, not on purpose. It's just hard to recap it all. So, yep, fire away with you. Yeah, so it dropped out again. I don't know what it's going to look like to those of you that are watching, or the one person that's watching. I think I have things. I don't know if I have to keep enabling chat, live chat. All messages are visible. You wonder why I don't live stream much. The last one was, surprisingly, it didn't drop out, live from one of the parks locally. So I thought it was about time I did another one. And in that one, I did mention my gallbladder operation in January. All was perfect up to that 2-month point. And you would have seen recently I mentioned that I had to go back to hospital for 3 nights because there was a gallstone stuck still somewhere. Hopefully it's gone. In another couple of weeks, I have to go back, just day surgery, to have that removed. Hopefully after that, all will be fine again. I'll just put a bit of fill light in here too. You know how that is. Right, so I'm waiting to see any questions and answers here. It can also be about YouTubing or creating. One person's watching. I can't see any questions. Yeah, there's no person's watching. I don't blame you for dropping out. I really don't. This may be oh, you're back. This is a not successful live stream. That's probably why I don't do many of them. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm waiting for any questions and answers, whether it's on bits of my history I missed out on, or questions you have, and or even about YouTube creation. Certainly, I'd suggest you don't go live stream until you've sorted things out. Yeah. So as I was saying, at least I sorted out, hopefully, the fact you should be able to see me horizontally now, landscape mode versus portrait mode, which it kept coming into. That was because of a setting I had on the phone. I couldn't work out how to rotate screen. That's because it's no longer called that. Johnny, hello, mate. Hello, mate. Thank goodness you're here, buddy. Oh, what a nightmare. The signal keeps dropping out, but I'm in my office here, only a foot away from the modem, so it certainly shouldn't. Anyway, running very late because of that, and it's now, if you can see that the right way, it's 12:16 here in Brisbane, Sunday morning. Yep. Where have you been waiting 15 minutes? No, it keeps dropping out, mate. And I'll probably drop out again. I started just after 12, but it kept saying you've got no signal or it's dropped out. So I had to click the button each time, which I seem to be doing. Hopefully it's going to behave itself. So, yep. Typically to watch the replay will be anywhere from 12 to 24 hours, I've found with YouTube these days, which is ridiculous. But anyway, g'day, mate. How are you over there? in, well, it'd be night time there at Saturday night there where you are, Johnny, in the States. I'm hoping Puppy Breath may join us too from the States. It's difficult, as I've said, to work out a time that suits most people. So I thought I'd focus it where hopefully most people can stop in at least. This may be just a one-on-one with you, Johnny. It's only you watching so far. Anyway, so any questions that you might have? That was the purpose of this video. Thought I'd make a live stream again. I'm having my probably fourth cup of coffee today so far. Hasn't dropped out yet for a while. Okay, so standing by for any questions. Apologies to those of you watching on a replay, which probably won't be for a long time until YouTube processes it. Funny thing, having private party, yeah. 9 p.m. there. All right. Yes, she is 7 p.m. I tried to work out where you could both probably drop in. Yeah, so how's it going? All right, you're a slow typer. That's okay. I'm a bit slow too sometimes. Oh. Werewolf. Oh, stuff it. I'm going to have a cigarette. Yeah, right, okay, good. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm pretty good too. Just going to have a cigarette. I'm really stressed out now about this dropping out, although it hasn't done it for a few minutes. So hopefully it won't be very entertaining to people watching the replay. It may be, I may have to retitle it Steve and Johnny Chat. I think Craig's out and about and busy today. I haven't even caught up with him in my morning text today. So since it's just us, Johnny, I'm just going to light up a cigarette. Oh, hello, Puppy Breath. Hello. Good thing you've just joined because it kept dropping out. I had to restart the live stream. Nice to see you. I was just saying I tried to make the time convenient for more than one person. Now it just shows one person watching. Goodness me. You wonder why I don't live stream much. Anyway, at least, touch wood, I'm coming out the correct way. I'm in my office here, Puppy Breath. I'm not sure if I'm coming out backwards, forwards, or what. All one can do is try. Eventually, I'd like to buy a cheap camera that I can plug directly into my computer in my office here. I don't know, Craig, I think, is busy. I haven't even heard from him this morning, which is unusual. Yes, that's right. I've got my two of my most loyal people. Craig is one of the others. There are a couple more, but you guys are the what do you call it, the staple of the group. Although I only show one person watching. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I've just ruined it by this. And yeah, look, I still smoke. I'll put up a video soon about, so I'll make these myself. And I'll put up a video soon. I've shown people interested that do smoke, which I just looked up statistics. It's, what was it? 1 in 5 people in the world smoke to this day. And so that makes about 1 billion people on the planet still smoking. And that's probably just in Asia. No, it's on the planet. Yeah, okay. Well, at least you two are become friends. Yeah, so I'll put up a video about this new machine I've got, an automatic cigarette rolling machine, which makes it a little bit easier. And it does save you money. So, yep. You don't see me smoke on camera much these days. But believe me, after it kept dropping out. So you guys are closer than I am to either of you. I'm a long way away. So, Puppy Breath or Johnny, how far do you reckon? Well, you don't know where Johnny is, I suppose. Johnny, let us know publicly. I mean, I already know how far it is between where Puppy Breath is in California. I look healthy. Now, it's probably just this light. Do I still look healthy? Ugh. Actually, I've had now 4 people. See, if I turn the light off, I'm not quite right. So I add a little bit of a fill light here. I've had now 4 people. Yeah, I know you're in California. Johnny, you're in Arkansas or Texas or I don't know where you are. I've never been to either place except in my mind. I've had 4 people say that they can notice I've lost weight. Well, I have, and it doesn't show with my double chin and horrible neck. But yeah, I've lost, I think 11, 12 kilograms. Oh, I don't know what that is in pounds. I have enough trouble dealing. Alabama. I'm going to write that down. Hang on, Johnny's in Alabama because I keep forgetting. Anyway, I got the time pretty right. Johnny's in Alabama. Right. They've written it down. Too skinny? Yeah, right. Yeah, not for like well over 10 years. Okay, well, let's get back to topic anyway. So Alabama to California is a lot further away than, it's a lot closer together than you guys are to me in Australia, in Queensland. Southeast Queensland, actually. That's the bottom quadrant of Queensland, not the top. Okay, let's try and get back to topic. Any questions you guys want to ask me live? You know, I was thinking maybe in the future, though, they will have it. I was thinking it would be good if it could be a voice chat. You know, you could have a live stream with voice. That'd be cool. But anyway, well, since there are only Yanks here, tell us about the various parts of Australia. All right, well, my part of Australia is on the east coast. Craig Prince, who you both know from Out and About with Craig, is on the west coast, long way away, thousands of kilometres away, in just north of Perth. So, well, to give you an idea of perspective, when I went to Perth some years back, I forget, 6 hours, I think. No, I don't know. It was a long time. Maybe not 6, maybe it was 4. I can't remember, but it was doubled up because when we boarded the plane to come back to Brisbane, we were on the ground for like an hour or two because they announced there was some fault, and that meant that we were stuck on the ground, which was a pain because how many miles, I don't know, calculate it yourself. I'll just turn my computer off. Otherwise I just type it in, but I get confused. I'm confused enough with this damn thing. So we stayed on the ground, and it was a pain because being a smoker, although I did give up for 18 months, like, I don't know, 4 years ago, I thought, well, I could get out on the tarmac, you know, obviously away from the plane, and have a smoke, but no, they wouldn't let anyone off. So that added to the trip, made it a really long one. So it's a long way away. Yeah, it sucked. Don't confuse the talent. My name is Igor. Yeah, anyway. Well, I don't know. Anything you want to know about my history? I'm moving the mouse here, wondering I'm getting no response from my phone. Funny that. Here's my office mouse, by the way. Isn't that lovely? Microsoft mouse, well worn. Time for replacement again. Depending if people watch my ads, you know, it'll help fund the replacement of that. It's Igor and I. Abby Normal. Right. So what else about Australia? It's not really about my history, this or YouTubing, but anyway, titles can be misleading, not on purpose. I'll tell you what it's like here in my part of Australia. Lately, it's been chilly. It was raining a bit before. It's still pretty cloudy. It was just a bit of light rain, but it's getting really cold at night now. Was I ever camera shy? Do you have any strange director stories? Oh, yeah. Or funny set stories? Oh, yeah. Probably not ones I can make public. Was I ever camera shy? Don't think so. Funnily enough, I was shy when I was a little kid, very shy. Uh, I have a photo of me somewhere. I don't know if I was 5. Well, I'd have to think of public breath. 63 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cat. 63 Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'd say it's about, it's not too bad at the moment, 19 or 20 degrees centigrade or Celsius. Centigrade and Celsius are the same thing. Yeah, but it's starting to, well, we're in autumn. Or have we entered winter? I'm not sure. 17 degrees, thank you. Well, it doesn't quite feel that cold. As you can see, I've put on a lovely pink t-shirt today. Yeah, so it is cooling down across the country. New Zealand would be the same. And yeah, so you guys, I guess it'd be warming up there, obviously. I remember watching Casey Neistat, who I used to watch all the time, who was my first vlogger I used to watch, really. And one episode, it was snowing in New York, and he ended up being towed by a truck, or what you guys call a truck, pickup truck, and was skiing probably illegally right through the center of New York City. Anyway, right. So you like my haircut, by the way? Nobody ever mentioned that. Well, it's not too short, but I had, like I said in the last video, about 4 or 5 inches cut off. See, here's a funny thing, and something I've been meaning to do for a couple of years. I haven't got round to it. For a future video, the differences between Australia and the US, for example, and the subcategory differences between myself being born when I was, which was in 1964, June the 12th, actually. Yeah, so it makes me 56. Let's face it, you can't bullshit everyone. And yeah, but that area I grew up, although by the time I went to school, we'd converted over to the metric system. So I was, I was raised with the money. 4 people watching. G'day to the new people that have joined. The first attempt at this live stream was a complete failure. It kept rebooting, disconnecting, and it started to in the second version, which is you're watching now. I've deleted the first version for some unknown reason. But anyway, we're up and running now. Yeah, so when I was born, and I guess this is a history topic, which is what the live stream was about. And by the way, I have a habit, unlike when I vlog, of I'm doing the cardinal sin you should never do, but I'm occasionally glancing at myself like now to see, hello, there's a lady outside. Say hello, live.
Hello.
There you go.
I'm just bringing some plants in.
Oh, marijuana? No. Good. We don't smoke no marijuana. I don't know the song. It brings me, oh no, someone's dropped out. Sorry, it's just a cigarette. Yeah. Hi, lady, says Puppy Breath. Careful or I'll reveal your real name, which I know. This is typical of me, by the way. Anyone that knows me in person would tell you I waffle on. I should get Letty. Do I waffle on, Letty?
Yes.
Oh, apparently yes. Puppy Breath says hello from California. Live, she says hello, Puppy Breath. There you go. The Stephen Letty channel. Frau Brooker. Yes, there's obviously a referral to Young Frankenstein, which you guys know anyway. I don't know who the third person is. I don't know. Maybe it's a bot. Maybe it's a bot. I've got robots spying. Yeah, you should always look at the camera. See how I'm waffling? There's the camera on the phone here. Back to topic. So when I was born, and I basically learned a bit of each, like imperial, I guess English imperial, slightly different apparently, and metric. So the funny thing about me being the age I am is that I've learnt a bit of both. So sometimes I'll refer to things in centimeters, other times I'll refer to them in inches, and I pretty well know both. It's like feet and meters. And without being precise to the decimal point, I always associate 3 feet equals about 1 yard, equals around about 1 meter. I mean, it's not exact, but it's rough enough to get me by. You see how long this one cigarette's lasted? This one I'm going to bring up in a future video for the people that do smoke, which apparently is 1 billion on the planet, as I said. So, yeah, you shouldn't smoke, but for those of us that do, this cigarette's lasted probably 10 minutes because I made it myself. Oh no, Johnny, don't do that. Goodness me. Thank you, Johnny. I didn't expect that, and that's really knocked me off my chair. There you go, off my chair. Mate, you don't need to do that, especially this way, because you realise YouTube takes half of it when you do it this way, and that sucks. I've got a link underneath my thing that for PayPal donations. I mean, they take a little bit PayPal, but yeah, well, there's $50 to YouTube. Anyway, yeah, mate, you shouldn't have done that. Now I realise I won't be able to buy a camera with that because, yeah, I thought, oh well, I'll put that. I'll make that. I'll buy a cheap camera for live streaming for my PC. Well, you knocked my socks off, Johnny. Yeah. Hey, Leo, how are you, mate? You're checking the cows. Any acting gigs on the horizon? Not really. I mean, there's always talk of ones, but nothing at this stage booked in. Where's my stomach? I haven't eaten yet. After this, we are going to get something to eat, and then another little trip. I'm actually picking up a used mower because the last 2 mowers have suicided. Yeah, mate, Johnny, there's no need. I really appreciate it, but yeah, and especially no need to do it through Super Chat because YouTube keeps a lot of it, which sucks. Yeah, I know, it does suck. Yeah, well, okay, I wasn't expecting it. Hey, Leo, anyway, Leo is the wife of Aussie. I've forgotten now. Anyway, Leo lives up in Toowoomba, or that region, with his lovely wife that makes brilliant cooking videos. And yeah, so you've got cows on the property, Leo. Toowoomba, by the way, to you guys in America, it is very nice, and I appreciate it, and I'm really humbled and touched. And yeah, I'm a humble sort of guy. Yep, maybe. Well, I'll definitely buy fish with it. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate it, but yeah, don't give YouTube more than they already take. Supposedly, I had to fill in a US tax form, which doesn't seem to be on my last Google payment. Doesn't seem to affect me. I think in the future it may affect people outside of US, but given that Fry Thomas, oh, very good, thank you, son. People know me from all over the place. That was from Magdala Rose, the film I did where I played Fry Thomas. See, now I'm scattered. I need another mouthful of coffee to compose myself. Okay, so Toowoomba, where Leo and his wife live, is probably, I haven't been there for a good while, maybe an hour and a half from where I live on the west side of Brisbane here. Good tax season, and that was what I was saying, had to fill in one of those complex form whatevers to declare tax in the US. They don't seem to have taken any tax out of payments, because I would assume, and I was going to ask you this on email anyway, here in Australia, it'd be like if you had a receipt, which you don't really get with Google payments from YouTube, it would say tax withheld X amount. I've received nothing like that, so I assume I'm not paying tax in the US. All people that have spoken about it think it sucks. And yes, it does suck, especially if you're not set up to Aussie Dream Filipino Expat is the channel. Alice is doing a split shift today. Okay, 6 p.m. finish. All right. So, yeah, I would assume that they would send a receipt. And unless you set up on YouTube as a business, which I'm not, hello, what was your first job ever? I'll try and remember that question in a second, because I do remember it. Unless you set up YouTube as a business and you were based in the US, then that's fair, I suppose. But outside the US, no. So anyway, we'll see what unfolds. And just to wrap up the other one, I'm guessing it's about an hour and a half, Leo, and the others where Leo is in Toowoomba region, to where I am in the southwest corner. All right, well, yeah, I guess I get a statement then about withholding tax. I think I was going to say an hour, but I think it's a bit further. It's 10 to 15, say 10 minutes from my place to the border of Ipswich. So it's about 20 minutes. Somebody's decided to hose the garden. Somebody doesn't realise what I taught her years ago about how microphones pick things up. So it's about 20 minutes to the city of Ipswich. So I'm saying from Ipswich, probably an hour, I guess, to Toowoomba. Okay, my first job ever. Was it my first job? Yeah, I think so. Boy, I haven't thought about this for many years. My first job was doing odd jobs. I put an ad in the paper, newspaper, and I don't know what it said, young lad, whatever, 15, I think it was, or 16, I guess 16, available for work or something. I mean, I really had no experience, other than taking photographs. And yeah, it's a funny story because there was this guy at Yeronga, which from where I am now is probably, I don't know, half an hour, whatever. It's in Brisbane. So he gave me a job and I was doing odd jobs around his house. Bits of painting and I think gardening, which sucked. Like lawn mowing, maybe, I can't remember. But he was very weird. And I've never disclosed this public. In fact, I've never really spoken about it. I don't think, maybe one or two people in the past. I'm very sus about that guy. And knowing, with a bit more life experience now, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a pedophile or involved in that sort of ring. Scumbags. Sadly, I made the acquaintance of a person probably 6 or 7 years ago who turns out, and I had no idea, this is why I went back to smoking, because of the shock of it. I discovered he was a pedophile, or past pedophile, and he'd served 10 years in jail. So luckily by that stage, we didn't really have a disagreement, but anyway, he'd cut me out of his life. Yeah, so am I. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I went back to smoking, is because of this guy. 1 hour, 45 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, hey, there's a future vlog there, Leo. I'm open to it if you guys are, especially if we meet in the middle somewhere. Anyway, do I drink? No, I don't. I'll try and, maybe I should write these down. Job, drink, and Alabama for... Hey, g'day, mate. G'day, Thomas. G'day, James. Why don't you drink? I did drink. I'll finish this question first because I'll get sidetracked. So back to my first job. Yeah, and that was okay. Doing the odd jobs, I suppose. I have no idea what it paid. It's probably $12 an hour. I don't know, something pretty pissy. But this guy, yeah, I remember we used to stop for morning tea and he'd make lemongrass tea out of his garden, which was reasonable, not too bad. Anyway, occasionally he'd come up and talk to me, but he'd come up and rub my belly, and I thought, I knew at the time, I thought, this is a bit odd. But I didn't say anything. I thought maybe it's his characteristics. And I think vaguely I remember there were either books or videotapes somewhere in one of his rooms that I was painting or whatever. And they were questionable, let's say. You stopped drinking hours ago, Johnny. Good man. That's like a new record, isn't it? You naughty, naughty boy. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I read sometime later after I finally quit because he gave me curry, as we say. For some reason I couldn't work one day, and he said, "Oh, well, don't bother coming in at all." I went, "Suits me." So that was my first job. But I think I read sometime later about a pedophile ring was broken up in that area. Liam, same Johnny, you hungover? He's always hungover, Liam. G'day, mate. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that was weird. And like I said, knowing, a far more acute sense of people now, yeah, I would not be surprised if he was involved in that. So better off away from that scumbag or scumbag type of people. I used to drink when I went out to nightclubs. Never been a big drinker. That's usually the only time I drink. I mean, okay, look, I'll occasionally, I think everyone would get along with Johnny James. Not for 6 or 8 hours. It's everyone clap for Johnny. Good effort, mate. You look like a big drinker. Yeah, no. And I don't even eat that much junk food, so I'm not going to try and say I'm just big boned because that's bullshit. Anyway, right. Well, the good thing is that it hasn't dropped out. Now we've got 10 people watching. I think that's the most ever. I'm still drunk. Oh, you just sit there and sober up, Thomas. Yeah, so I used to drink when I went out to nightclubs. The little video I did at the end of last year, showing briefly a picture of my mate Phil, who now lives out west and I haven't seen for over a year. One day I'll get out there, sooner rather than later, hopefully. Yeah, no, well, here's the thing though, Liam. After Mum died, which is now 8 years ago, I did start drinking scotch every night, and I probably started to have a bit too much. Yeah. And then I switched over to Guinness, and I really like that. And that started when I went to the tavern, the local tavern. And yeah, I really like Guinness, and I was buying a carton of that at least a week, to the point I thought, I hope I'm not becoming an alcoholic. But yeah. And then just suddenly one night I had a can of Guinness. It was out of the fridge like normal. And sorry for the French. Oh, mais oui. No, not that bit. And I just tasted it and went, this tastes like shit. So I stopped. I just stopped. Dragon Link slapping away. I don't know what that is. Oh, it must be a thing. Pokies or Keno. I used to go there for lunch usually, or we did, and we'd play neither. I did have a little go at it, but we used to play the what you guys would call the slot machines in the States. I don't know what DMT is. I've never smoked anything like that. No, I just thought what that is. No way. Yeah, and no, so then we used to play the pokies, as we call it, which is just the machines, put the money in. And we used to have a lot of fun there, actually. There was a group of us used to all sort of hang out there a couple of times a week. I'd go there, and that was pretty cool. Just keep in mind at the time, because I'm on a bit of a time constraint today, because I have to go pick up another mower. Do you ever not use filters? Yeah, I don't like them without filters. I have, but yeah, I'm absolutely hopeless at rolling my own cigarettes by hand, which is why I bought the gaming is legal in all of Australia, puppy breath, as far as I know. Yep. And yeah, so that's when I would play the pokies, and they used to have a jackpot thing. and with the hand out tickets. And yeah, it was good fun. We had a good time. Actually, it was a good period of our lives. Haven't really been there for probably 4 years now. Knew the manager and everyone, and they've changed staff a few times. Is it restricted still? WA, Western Australia. Okay. Yeah, so that's how I got into drinking Guinness. Funny thing you say, Thomas, about WA is restricted. When I worked for the government, it's legal to cost more. Okay. When I worked for the government, I was already working there for a long time. And then they brought in, we're going to do a police history check on everyone, which is fine. I mean, I've been started off as a Justice of the Peace, Commissioner for, then it became Commissioner for Declarations. I suppose it's okay to say this. I've been doing it for probably heading towards 35 years now. Yeah, so when I worked for the government, where was I? Time for another drink of coffee. You see that? No, I'll spill it everywhere, and then it'll go all over my shirt, and then I have to change my shirt. Then I have to strip bare, and no one wants to see that. Although I did a film once where I did. Not bad, but anyway, we won't talk about it. It wasn't a bad film, but very embarrassing for me. And yes, it was paid. How many sugars? Two sugars and 1 teaspoon of Moccona Rich 9 has been my poison for a number of years now. I used to drink Nescafe instant. I do have various coffee machines, no pod machines, but yeah, I don't mind it. It's my favourite. See how I go on a tangent. And yeah, Nescafe instant. Oh no, I'm out of cigarettes in this box. I keep them in a just a normal commercial cigarette box, the ones I make myself. Tamp it down. I'll light another one. I think the hosing stopped, so I'll open my louvers again. And hello, Margie. How are you? Wow, 11 people watching. This is a record for me. Shout out. Do you have any vapes? Yes, I did take up vaping. As a matter of fact, funny you mention that. It's a bit dusty. I took up vaping. Silent here, I'm in church. Okay. Well, you're paying attention, aren't you? All right, now I've got questions. You use my brain on a Sunday. It's only 12:50, so it's only still early afternoon here in Brisbane. Hello, someone else. And it's just lightly raining. Yeah, I took up vaping, and I vaped for 18 months. I had a little, like a pen size vape. That was pretty good. I used to tell people it's almost like cigarettes. And then 18 months later, when I finally went back to smoking, after what I just mentioned, being so shocked by finding out a friend had a conviction of in the past 10 years earlier, or whatever, long time earlier, of being a pedophile. That just rocked my world, frankly. And I was so shocked. I said, stuff it, I'm going to have a packet of smokes again. And then stop. And yeah, that one packet turned into more. I've mentioned this on a video about smoking. So we got bangs and everything going on outside here in the daytime. We've got the garage door opening and closing several times. Obviously, a lady getting something out of her car. So I went on to vaping. I tried vaping again, probably 2 years ago. So I bought this one, since you asked, which is a really cool one. It's a Joytech. It's quite small, you see, quite small. It was really good. I should concentrate and try it again. And then, yeah, Craig, finally, ta-da! Now the show can begin. Out and About with Craig has just finally joined us. Craig, we've had an awful time. You'll have to watch the replay. It kept dropping in and out. I'm in Studio O for office. Yep. I hope, well, most of you would have seen, I hope you all see drone shots. Okay. Boy, this is going to be a lot longer than I thought. Drone shots. I'm making little notes here. Yeah, so then anyway, I thought, well, I'll go into vaping full on. So I bought this. It's in the kitchen at the moment. I might go and grab it. I say, there's a big mega thing. And when I say mega, it was mega. It was, wow, too powerful. Like 300 watts. It's like, you're kidding me. It knocked my head off. And so I didn't use that long. And it cost me quite a lot of money. It was over $100. And then I had to buy the special batteries for it and the charger. And then I'm not using it much. It was just too full on. So I wound the power down, but it's just, oh, yeah, that's a bit of a waste, but no, I tried. Okay, well, skipping forward, I'm glad you're here, by the way, Craig. Just before I finish, well, we'll go on for a bit longer. I was just saying before I have to kind of limit the live stream potentially, but we'll see. We may extend it a bit. Yeah, because going to pick up another lawnmower because these two suicided, and we'll leave it at that. The gang's not all here, but a fair bit is. Okay, tell you about the drone shots. I can't rewind the screen to see. Well, the first drone, which you saw, I've made a number of videos with. There was a Phantom 3 that I bought off my mate Wayne, who saw me at the cafe one morning after we'd flown. And yeah, you also maybe have seen the Wivenhoe Dam vlog, where I start off eating a pie and testing the drone. It was a good drone. It was very stable. Anyway, I ended up, oh, that's right, went mental one day. I was filming, and no, neither. Honda, I'd love to buy a Honda mower, but they're like, you're looking at $1,000. And look, the bottom line is they all end up like the same, you know. They don't look like brand new cars anymore for that long, even though I always wash the mowers afterwards. Yeah, no, it's just an old Briggs and Stratton engine thing we're picking up. So whatever. I said, look, may as well just get another second-hand one. If there's any bits I can salvage from one of the others, I'll put them across. Yeah, I'll just divert there before I forget. No, I don't work for anyone else except when I'm acting now, James, which is good. I like it. I do editing and things like that, occasionally a bit of filming on top of YouTube, of course, which takes up the bulk of my time, an awful lot of my time. Hang on. Yeah, so, yeah, all right, that's the same question. Yeah, so, and it's good when I actually get paid too, which I did recently after my last acting job. So that was cool. Yeah, so back to the drones. It started to go mental, and the gimbal, as you asked, gimbals are great. And there's a little video I haven't made yet. I've kept a bit of footage where I talk about gimbals, so I may make that as a future video. I'll actually write down gimbal here. This, if I could show you a picture of, oh, hang on, gimbal. Might make that a video sooner rather than later then. If I could take a picture of how I have this, my phone set up here, it's in my office. There is my screen over there. There is my big PC, full tower. But I'm using the phone attached with a little spreadable clip thing from a selfie stick, which I've never really used. No, electric mowers aren't any good in the rain. No dual monitors. No, I don't really want one of them. That'd be too much like a proper editing suite, which I've spent much time many years ago in front of. Yeah, cheap as chips. Anyway, you have to have a power cord unless you have a battery. Yeah, so I'm trying to focus here back on the gimbal. The gimbal started to just go mental, completely mental. So I ended up selling that, and I bought a Mavic Pro drone, which the image quality is better. You can get Cinema 4K, which you've seen on a few of my videos. In fact, check out, if you're into drones, my playlist. I think I must have heading towards 20 playlists now. I should stop. But yeah, Cinema 4K, much smaller. It is much more portable. Everything fits in one little camera bag, as you've seen in my when I had breakfast one time with at College's Crossing. Oh, wow. Oh no, that's awful, Grimmy. G'day, mate, by the way. Oh, you may have seen my, I might put a link when this video finally processes. Don't know when that'll be, thanks to YouTube. It can take 12 to 24 hours, I've found. I might put a link there or somewhere, or check out my, where I found my lost drone. That was the second flight of my Mavic Pro. I bought it for myself as an early Christmas present about 2 years ago. Second flight, it ran out of power and landed itself, and I had no idea. Luckily, I used the Find My Drone app on my phone and found it, because I thought, well, there goes, yeah, there goes over $1,000, and I got 2 flights out of it. Lucky I found it. So that's heartbreaking. Yeah, I actually had a play with a last year, I think it was. Mavic Pro, I forget the model, but it has infrared, and could see like a red trace under the guy's property at Mount Tambourine, and you could see a red trace showing there was water under there, and I thought that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd use it that often, but anyway. Yeah, so are we up to speed yet on the questions? I think so. I was going to get Teddy the vlogging cat. I was waiting for you to turn up, Craig, so I could do that. Teddy's asleep on the lounge again, so I could bring her in, say hello, but then she'll growl, as you've seen before. I did ask her last night, do you want to do a live stream? And she went, no. Okay. Big Eyes is also asleep, having caught a creature last night, as she does. Another possum. Ringtail possum, not a brushtail, as you've seen in my possum videos. Well, all right. I was going to leave about 1 o'clock. It doesn't matter too much. We'll fit it in. Anyway, any other questions while I'm here? Stop looking at the screen, Steve. Cardinal sin, don't look there, look there. I'm sure I've mentioned that on my YouTuber's masterclass. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm mentioning it now. Yeah. All right, well, there's 6 of you. There were 10. So the attrition rate is climbing. Yeah, we'll see. You know how our place here, Craig, you've been here. Hope everyone watches that video where Craig visited. One day I hope to return the visit, Craig, because I wouldn't mind Perth at all again. I loved it. But you know how my place, and here's something too, if you haven't seen it, guys, check out what I ended up calling Actor's House Tour. That was one of the most complex videos I've made, thinking out a shot list. How am I going to make it look like fluidly I'm going from one area to another? But yeah, you'll like the theme music from Benny Hill. Yes, Teddy. Yeah, so you know my place is like 4 levels. You've got where Studio A is, the deck, and then you go down 1 level, then another, and then down to the bottom level where the swimming pool is. So that's a really long cord. Yeah, I prefer petrol for mowers. I might have to go for a quick pit stop in a minute. Let's see. The coffee's empty. And that was my 4th or 5th coffee, actually. It might have been my 5th. So might have to have a quick pause. All right. I might do that, actually. I'll be really quick. I'll be a minute. And I wanted to set this up so I could show you something else. What I was saying briefly before, if I could show you how I've got this set up. You see how I digress? If you remember the show, The Two Ronnies, you'll see what used to annoy the crap out of me at the end is where they'd go blah, 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 waffle on. Well, fast forward X amount of decades, and now I do the same thing. Anyway, I suppose that's what we do. Yeah, so I have the phone that I'm using, mounted on, as I was saying, this expandable spring-loaded jaw thing from a selfie stick. That is then screwed onto the head of the Gorilla Pod. It's sitting on my desk, but it was too low. I was going to hang it from my shelf above my monitor, but then I realized that would be too low and too awkward and too risky. So I've grabbed an old modem box and put the tripod on there, so it's slightly lower than my eye level. Or yeah, could be headed for another lockdown. Yeah, I heard that, Craig. That sucks. Really sucks. I think here in Australia we're well, in case you guys from outside of Australia haven't heard, we have, well, not Craig and I, but the governments have put a temporary stop on people coming from India, since it is now a very hot zone for you know what. And I think that was the right decision. Look, it sucks for people that are Australian residents that can't get back. I know, and it's expensive, and there is a waiting list. They can't let everyone come back to repatriate at the one time. They only had limited seats on planes because of the social distancing. But it does suck for them, and I had to witness something recently, as I was saying before. When I was 17, I became a JP. That went on to become Commissioner of Declarations. Then it was Justice of the Peace, brackets, Commissioner for Declarations. And then whatever. That's why, I'm very honest. And that, to me, that's why I went for that, is because, to me, it's a sign of honesty. And anyone that knows me personally, or if you've spent enough time watching my videos, knows that I'm very straightforward and upfront. And if you really want to get up my nose, as I've said before, call me a liar, because I don't waste anyone's time by lying. And it's really difficult to maintain my thought track. I have no idea where I was talking now. Anyone remind me? I don't know. I'll think about that. Let me just disappear for 2 minutes maximum and come back. It's now 4 minutes past 1. I think I've covered, right, 4 minutes past 1. I'll give you a look outside. I'll tilt the camera around and I'll come back. I'll go for a little pit stop and come back. So chat amongst yourselves. Think of any questions you have before I sign off. Are you thinking of getting a niche? No. That's right. You asked me about that. What are videos you enjoy? Yeah, I have covered that many times, and I'll cover that in probably my next video. What I mean about genres and niches, and why you need to do that if you're a YouTube creator. But hold that thought for a minute. Put any other questions up here, or when I come back, ask me the questions, folks. I'll be really quick, and it's either that or stop the live stream. So I'll extend it a little bit just because I've got some interested people watching. So I'll pivot the phone around here, give you a little peer outside there. There's the clock. There's some junk outside. There's the clock. Oops. Pit stop. Yeah, well, wee. How's that? Be back in 2 minutes maximum, hopefully. So chat amongst yourselves. Chat amongst yourselves and get to know each other. And I'll turn off my little fill light to save the battery. Be right back. That wasn't even 2 minutes. Oops. I'm back. Oh, Lieutenant Steve. Oh, Frenchie. That's from Good Morning Vietnam. Teddy has his her niche. Teddy is a her cat. Let's frame up a bit. Oh, you can see up there, by the way. There's a picture of the Dark Lord, as I call it. My C3 Corvette. That's my barometer, which barometric pressure is about 1019 hectopascals. If that means much to any of you. You probably won't. Okay, I just thought, while I was on that quick pit stop, you can see a trolley. Yeah, 2 trolleys there. Do you want one, Craig? And both have flat tires. I just thought of a question for you guys before I wrap up. You're talking about a niche before, mate. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, if I stuck to one genre or niche or topic, yes, I have always said, and this is a fact, which I'll cover in my next video, so stay tuned for that. I'll try and explain a bit better what that means, because not everyone quite gets it. I know most people would, but not everyone does. There you go. Yes, it would be a much bigger channel. After 15 years, I would expect so. But now the problem with that, let's tilt down a little bit. Problem with that is that some or most of you wouldn't be here now. Oh, okay. Just to answer Johnny there before I forget, the range of the old one, the Phantom 3, wrecking the joint, Phantom 3 was absolute rubbish, because it used Wi-Fi, which is ridiculous. So hence why I invested a lot of time and effort to put massive antennas on it, modified the software, hacked it, and then bought like an amplifier thing, which I'm actually using on my modem now. Might as well have kept that, I thought. I don't think it does any good. Sorry, my verticals are off there. But yeah, it was useless as far as that goes, even when it was hacked. Okay, so I went about 2.5 kilometers, so probably 1.25 miles, I'm guessing, top of my head, with that, and then it came back. The new one, the Mavic Pro, has a range of about 7 kilometers, but as I discovered when I nearly lost it, that's total. It doesn't mean 7 kilometers away and then 7 kilometers. That's total. So if you want to get home safely, you want to come home a lot sooner before you get to 7 kilometers, Ross. You'd be like the other guy on the channel here who lost his expensive drone. How did you lose yours, by the way, mate? Comment on that, please. Yeah, so, all right, absolute maximum you'd be 3.5 kilometers, so about 2 miles each way if you want to get back safely, which is a good way. I mean, you have to, by law, maintain a line of sight, which everyone does. And yeah, I don't think so. Okay, how does the camera attach? The camera doesn't attach, it's already attached. How do I get those great drone shots? It's called Experience. I'm in Brisbane, mate, West Side. Dazza, and g'day to you for joining. Bird strike. No, I've had unfortunately, I didn't at this time have the settings adjusted where I could look up a bit further with the camera, because there was a bird harassing it. And the first flight I ever did on the old Phantom, there were crows or something flying around it. They would have been great to capture, but I didn't. Yeah, but yeah, it's experience, mate. It's I've been in the film industry, and like I said in the last video. Oh, okay, that's how you lost it. Oh no, I hope you got the footage. Yeah, it is a good range. Very good range actually. 7 kilometers total, but you really want to be landed before that, or else, yeah. Yeah, so I was a professional photographer for some years before I joined the film industry proper. So I guess, yeah, it's just learning how to compose and things. The really great shots that comes too with the fact that unless you put it in fixed wing mode, which is, I did one video called the vomit comet or something, where you're flying like that, and it's like, well, they're always putting out new drones, aren't they? DJI especially. Yeah, but the gimbal, when it's in its normal position, will stay steady no matter how the drone tilts. And that's, yeah, I've made a note to discuss that a bit more and show you a demonstration actually that I filmed. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so was there another question? Yeah, so my question to you is, talking about the topic and genre, most of you would not be here now if I only stuck to one topic. That's the downside. If I only did a topic about, smoking, all right, I'd have a lot of people that smoked watching it. Sports mode is cool. So is tripod mode. I've just tried that in my last 2 videos. One of them I used, if you see my Nissan 350Z video review, which Johnny suggested, you'll see I do a shot as I'm talking. That I actually tried tripod mode. What the hell am I wrecking here? There's a little cupboard behind me. I'm not sitting in the way. Normally I'd sit here and face the computer, but yeah, so I used tripod mode for the first time, and that it did. I can't say it makes much difference. I don't think it's any steadier. It just flies a lot slower. I haven't tried really follow me mode or anything yet. I might have tested it, but look, I can't run fast enough for a drone to bother to keep up with me. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so my question to you, as I digress as usual, is how did you find my channel? I'm asking all of you that are paying attention. I already know the answer to two. Puppy Breath found me through talking about Martin Lewis. I believe that's the case. And Craig, I know you found me when you were searching for apple cider vinegar. And as you've said to me, I think probably what made you watch my video is that I'd had Australia written down. So, yeah, how did you stumble across me, Johnny? What was the video? Do you remember? Or anyone else remember what video you were searching for? Steve Mack YouTube. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyone else remember what topic you were searching for when you came across my video? Or some of you just come here from somewhere else? Maybe some of my Facebook posts I put up or something. So pop that question forward, and if there's no new questions, I might wrap it up. Yeah, I know YouTube notifications, but how did you first stumble across Steve Mack on YouTube, Johnny? It wasn't an alcohol topic, or lack thereof, yeah. That really sucks. As I said when they introduced that a year ago. Yeah, okay, that's true. I have a lot of honesty in my videos. It is, but you have to attract the audience first before they find out what sort of person you are. Personality is a big part of having a loyal following. I know the people that I follow, I like their personality, but you have to first find their videos in order to find their channel and get to know them. And that's the problem. Anyway, well, okay, I'll have one more cigarette and then it's a bit of final cigarette. Oh, thank you. I missed who that was, but thank you so much. Or was that you, Johnny? You're topping it up. Stop topping it up here. Use the PayPal link if you want. Brush to opossum videos. Okay. All right. Ah, I got you. Yeah, I know who you are. Yes, we've spoken before on Instagram. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that possum, the mother possum, has bitten me twice since that video. I don't know if she expected permanent residuals from having the YouTube video, but she was fed every night, and like, how much do you want? Yeah, she sure it was the same possum, maybe not. One night last year, I went outside, was on the other end of the deck, so I don't know, she tends to come from this way, and other possums come that way. But some possum boom, boom, jumped down onto the wooden deck, walked along. She's an agent provocateur. And yeah, of course, she, he or she, I assume she, came along and I'm going, no, get away. Yeah, sick Teddy. No, Teddy wouldn't go near there. Neither would Big Eyes near a big possum. It came along and like he's around my foot and I said, no, I don't have any food for you. Go away, go away. And it, like bit my toe. I went, oh, you little boop. We'd have to bleep that one out. And they do, little mongrel. I said, that's it. Yeah, and it was probably just going, oh, is that food? Huh? Yeah, like great whites do. We know what great white sharks do. If they have a little test bite, which apparently is what they usually do. Oh, I don't like that. Well, too late. Like you've severed arteries. No koalas. There might be koalas on the western side here. There is a fair bit of bushland. I know there is koalas down where I did that last live stream in that area. But yeah, and the second time was it early this year? I went outside near Studio A proper where the table is, and this possum came down and that's right, I was sitting at the table. I think that's when I had the thanks, Johnny. I think that's when I had the gallbladder pain, and I was in so much pain. That's right. This is what happened. So this is in January. I was in so much pain. I sat outside, just going, "Please, take the pain away." Anyway, down came this possum, and I was sitting at the table. And it plunders along towards me. And I go, "No, I don't have any food." And I got up, and I even fought it off with the back of the wooden chair. I went, "No, go away." Anyway, it grabbed my arm with its claw and pulled it towards itself, and then ran, and I went, that's it. Myself said, don't feed the possums anymore. Anyway, well, now we've started to feed the baby of that possum, or the baby's baby, actually, I think. There we have it. Yeah, Johnny, that is a huge thing. I've done a couple of videos on this at the time with a little hack. The one that I still use works. Yep, Craig found me through YouTube search engines, but you were searching for apple cider vinegar, I believe. And yeah, the lack of email notifications from YouTube do suck badly, and I'm sure that my channel and everyone else's, except maybe the mega channels, have noticed a sincere decline in potential views and subscribers and whatnot because of that very thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do, Craig. Don't put that on here. Use the little symbol. Use the little symbol on Facebook Messenger. I know, yeah, and I've had two. Yes. Some things we don't put on YouTube, Craig. Anyway, yes. All right, so I think I've answered the questions, have I? I'll have another cigarette since this is a smoking video. Not really. We're down to 3 people. Yes. Anyway, puppy breath might know what I mean. We're talking about normal bodily functions, puppy breath, but yes, not something I want to air on here. But everyone has one, put it that way. Very often, actually. Right. All right. So I'm running behind time now. As far as it's all right, I'll just have to ring the guy, so I'll be there a bit later. First, have to go and get some lunch too. Anyway, well, I'd stay and talk longer. I hope if you're watching this on replay, this has been interesting too. Of course, as I've said earlier, this won't show up for probably at least 12 hours. Sometimes it's taken nearly a whole day before I could actually look back and read the comments that I may have missed. What's for lunch? Well, because yesterday we didn't go and get fish, because Lady went to a Estonian function. That's her heritage. I said, well, we'll leave it till today. So I'll have 2 pieces of cod. And after that, I'll go the long way around and pick up this little marl. Everything just stopped making colloidal silver. Ah, okay. All right, Leo, that's how you found us, or me. Right, okay. Yeah, so there's a good point, valid point before I go. I'm talking about niches and sticking to a genre. You see, those are some of my biggest or most viewed topics. It's colloidal silver, apple cider vinegar topics. There's a couple, but you see the health thing. So I think I'm well overdue for making another one. Some of those videos too, for those creators that are interested. What's a word for it? Evergreen. Thank you, Alan Spicer, for that term. They're evergreen videos, so you'll always have people will always search for things like, and my rosacea ones were videos that are quite popular too, and cures I've found for those, or treatments anyway, that work for me. Evergreen content is content that people will always search for. And then you have another one that I call seasonal, as I've discussed with Craig, where you might have, say, Anzac Day videos, such as my Red Gum song I cut with new footage and enhance the audio, etc. So Anzac Day things. By the way, cheers, Leo. Thanks, mate. And I appreciate you stopping in, and say good day to the missus for me too. I look forward to her video tonight. We must catch up one day too. I'd really like to meet you both in person. Yeah, so, okay, all right, yep, Mount Nebo Bird Cafe. Yeah, so you have other content like Christmas videos. People always look every Christmas. Almost 10:30. Okay, all right, over there in Alabama. In Alabama. My name is Forrest Gump. Did you know Forrest Gump when you were a boy, mate? Yeah, so you have evergreen content. And those videos will be rehit probably once a year. And then you just have generic stuff like mine, which is a lucky dip if you know that term. You never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. All right, so yeah. Okay, well, I better go. I do have a prior commitment to go and purchase this item. So, g'day, hi, how are you, mate? I was wondering if you'd call in. G'day to you. Nice to have India join in on us there. I'm just wrapping it up, mate, so you probably have to watch the replay if you want. There's a couple of false starts in it too, so this is version 2. It kept dropping out for some unknown reason. So, yeah, anyway. Right, do you have any questions then before I go, since you've just joined the live stream? I'm now 1 hour, nearly 1 hour and 18 into it. Okay, is that how you found me? I've lost a few cats now, sadly. Steve's channel is like a box of chocolates, yeah, full of nuts, with me being the one nut that runs the show. film it, record it, edit it, present it. And I'm not the best presenter. I was going to say that before. But hey, I'm not making YouTube videos back when I actually had decent looks. Yeah. Okay, so any further questions before I go? I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I was impressed with how many people have joined. And thanks for the thumbs up. So I think most of you gave the thumbs up, but make a variety show, yeah. Most of you are giving the thumbs up. If you really want to help myself and the channel, the best thing you can do is share my videos, give the thumbs up, and is there some non-traditional ways of monetizing YouTube? Well, some people manage to get sponsors. That's usually only when you're quite a large channel. Sponsors will be interested. I don't have any. I have done a couple of videos that weren't sponsored, but the one Teddy the vlogging cat made about her pet safe kitty litter, and also the ambush mosquito trap. They were kind of contra deals, as they call them. And I think, yeah, they came through another place I'm with. It's to do with acting, where you get contra deal offers. I don't normally do them, but because I thought the product would be good, so I did a review about them, and I got to keep the product. They were worthwhile, definitely. I've done a few others, and I thought, yeah. The first one I did was not contra or anything. Okay. Yes, Puppy Breath, thanks. Cheers. Yeah, I've done another. First one was about bone broth, and it's brilliant stuff. I highly recommend it. But that wasn't an arranged thing. It was just I did a video about it, like I do. Any good products or things I find, I like to share them with you. If I find they're garbage, then I'm not going to put a video about them, obviously. And I turned down a recent contra deal. Oh, by the way, that bone broth, yeah, you can get 10% off, because I did contact them and say, hey, I've made a video. And they said if you use the code SMACK, no hashtag in front of it, Puppy Breath, then yeah, they'll give you 10% off. But I had an offer recently of a contra deal about a product which they sent out, and it was shocking. I've mentioned this to a couple of you about my lack of sleep. Trying these tablets are supposed to make you sleep, and I just wrote back to them. I said, look, I can't in good faith recommend this product because it didn't work for me. It had the opposite effect. It kept me awake. So yeah, sometimes those things happen. All right, Doomsday, g'day. My favourite food Mum used to make, probably a couple. My first is my favourite food I always used to say was crumbed veal steak. And I still like it. I haven't had veal for a long time, but a nicely done bit of crumb veal I really love. Also, I've thought a number of times is the way Mum used to make beef stew. And just used to have it really good. Had the nice thick gravy and everything. Yeah, but sadly, Mum won't be making any more stews for anyone. 8 years now since I've held Mum and gave her a hug. Yeah, doesn't time go quickly? Sure sucks. Hey, I was in my 20s, it seemed not that long ago, but yep, time goes. And like the old farts used to say when I was a kid, the older you get, the faster time goes. And boy, were they right. Were they ever right? Water and hiking boots. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll wrap it up there, folks. This has been fun, actually. I started off a bit nervous because it went all haywire and kept shutting down. I had to reconnect. So I don't know what that problem was, but it's all okay now. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it hasn't put you off that I've had a couple of cigarettes. What's my TikTok? I can't remember. Try Steve Mack Actor, it might be it. I don't use it anymore. I did for a bit, and actually had like 21,000 views of the short 1 minute clip I took from my last broccoli market video. I thought, wow, if YouTube would do that, I'd be fine. But yeah, YouTube doesn't. But definitely follow me if you haven't on Instagram, which I do post up pretty often. Sometimes it's just videos I put on YouTube, and I usually leave it a few days first because I'd rather people watched it on YouTube. Obviously, it helps my channel, and yeah. But it's Instagram. You follow me at Steve Mack Actor, or one word. And I was going to mention, actually, I'm glad you asked that, because I was going to mention how I started off with that name on Instagram. Well, I installed Instagram many years ago, and for years I only had one picture of my BA Fairmont gear on it. I just thought, well, I'll see what it's about, and went, okay, that's not interesting. But I went to, what do you want to name your channel, whatever, and Steve Mack. And of course, a lot of people on the internet, Steve Mack was already taken. And I thought, well, since I've got back into acting, Steve Mack Actor. It wasn't nothing to do with ego. It's not that I say, hey, I'm an actor, which I guess I am a professional actor when I get employed at doing that. But yeah, that wasn't taken. So that was easier to remember than something like, ABC hashtag asterisk. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I do put things up there occasionally. Sometimes things I don't put on YouTube. Remember to always keep an eye on my community tab because I will post up there as well. Hopefully a few of you noticed that I announced this live stream the other day and when it would be. And it seems to be a reasonable time to have reached a number of you. So I'm glad about that. Originally, I was going to do it at night time. And then when I looked at the time in the States, especially for the benefit of Puppy Breath and Johnny, I thought, well, that's no good. It's going to be like 3 or 4 a.m. I wouldn't get up at 3 or 4 a.m. to watch someone's live stream. Yeah, so that's worked out pretty well. To you, Johnny, I'll send you an email about this later, but I sincerely thank you for the donation. Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't know that YouTube take a fair chunk of it. It might not be 50%, it might be 60%. But anyway, hey, it's much appreciated. Anyone that wants to help the channel out financially and help fund some of the projects, I mean, most of them don't cost me anything really other than my time to do, but occasionally I do put some money into it. Yeah, there is a link in my, I think in all my recent videos for PayPal, and that's 100% safe. Someone paid me last night actually for something I sold on Gumtree. Cheers for Miller Time. Yeah, oh, I had a glitch there. Yeah, somebody sent me money last night on Gumtree, some Chevrolet Corvette wheel nuts I've been trying to sell, and he's in Sydney or Melbourne, Sydney, and he said just post them to me. I said, well, it was only going to be pickup, so I checked out the postage price, and he said give me your bank details. I'm very wary to do that online, so I gave him the PayPal link, which is in the description area of my YouTube videos. So yeah, he just paid. So yeah, luckily he wasn't a scam or anything. They do take a tiny percentage, but not too bad. Certainly not as bad as YouTube takes their cut from these things. Anyway, okay, cheers everyone. I've gone way over time, massively over time. I'll have to give the guy a call saying I'll be a bit later. But anyway, it was well worth it. I hope you've found this entertaining. I've had a bit of fun too. And I hope, I will enjoy the fish. I'm starving to death. It's now, where's my clock? 1:37 here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Yeah, no, it's all right, Johnny. Hey, just do what you do. That's all the appreciation I need. You guys watching my videos means everything to me. Yeah, so leave a like, and always, I've never missed a comment that I've seen. I've missed a few comments when I've looked back through YouTube Studio, and I thought, how did I miss that? But they don't always show up. And I've had a mate like my mate Rob up in Cairns. he's told me on email he commented twice and it didn't show up, and I never saw it. Yeah. YouTube does some weird things like they did recently. They announced they had a problem with subscriber counts and things, and I had to go back and resubscribe to people. And it was funny because in one case, I know Alan hasn't joined me today, but in the case of Alan, when that problem was happening, I'd go on my phone and watch his video and realize it doesn't say I'm subscribed. So I'd hit subscribe, ring the little all notifications bell. Then I'd watch his next one on my PC, on my computer, and it showed I wasn't subscribed. So it did happen several times. Yeah, I wish YouTube would leave things alone. It was a lot easier when I started. Anyway, okay, I better go. So thanks again, everyone, sincerely. And yeah, apart from a couple of rough starts at the beginning, this has managed to stay continuous, and I've got it right this time. As I said, I was always looking on this new Samsung Galaxy A51, which I did a review about. A screen rotate or rotate screen used to be one of the drop down things. So the screen would rotate when you rotate the phone. G'day to the Philippines. Sorry, I'm just signing off. Anyway, you give it a while and watch the repeat, please. I'd love to have comments on it. And yeah, so I finally discovered a few weeks ago, but why can't I rotate the screen like every other phone? Oh, because on this phone, they call it something else like portrait mode or something that I had to click. So I thought, well, finally, I think, and it has sorted out the problem on the phone. Thank goodness. Okay, have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate you expending your time to share a bit of time with me here. It's truly appreciated as always. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be probably Thursday morning early my time. And yeah, have a good day. It's 1:39 here as I speak live in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And with that, I bid you all a farewell. I sit back and I might put a couple of videos here and maybe a subscribe thing up here or here. Yeah, and I will enjoy my day. Thanks, everyone. I'll catch up with you, Craig, later. And also, I hope you get that errand out of the way. So cheers. I'm going to press the little X and we're going to shut down. Bye for now. And as usual, are you sure you want to stop screaming? No, streaming. Yes, I better. Abby Normal, signing out. Cheers.